Hey guys, good morning. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend. I'm trying a different approach today. I thought instead of doing the standard email route, we can actually do the voice-based route. As I keep storing this, it might be very useful for a lot of people who want to use it beyond our team actually. So, with that being said, let's start with day 190 of the case of the bonsai manager. I mean, it's day 190, and we are on the case of the bonsai manager. Now, we are starting off with section 1 today, and section 1 is titled Analysis and Intuition. In analysis and intuition, we are going to talk about Gopal's experience in Arabian market when he was posted as the CEO there. It basically talks about a problem that he felt based on his intuition. There was a lot of data that supported something, and then there was his intuition that basically said something else, and there was a bit of a conflict between the data that was presented versus his intuition, and how basically finally his intuition won actually. So that's what this is all about. So go over this. I mean, when I say go over this, watch the video, and if you think you like this approach, we can continue in the same format in the days to come. If you don't like this, I'll get back to the email format, but just let me know. um, so let's start off with actually section 1. So in section 1, what Gopal says is, he says that he was a first time company CEO, and there was a huge pressure on him to be successful, and which basically meant that the detergent business to which he was assigned to had to be launched correctly. So he says that ever since detergent powders began to be produced commercially, they have been made through a process called spray drying. The structure of the finished powder is like a balloon, a light globule puffed up with air. The cleaning and other chemical agents were held within that globule. The cardboard boxes in which such products were packed were large in size due to the fluffy nature of the powder inside. During the late 1980s, a revolution in detergent offerings occurred in Japan. The long standing big boxes were replaced in substantial measure by compact packages. The construct of the powder detergent market in Japan changed in a very short time. So he says that since Japan introduced this, and since the entire world was following Japan at that point of time, um, Unilever, where Gopal was working, was also planning to launch a compact package of detergent in the Arabian market. But they had a formidable competitor there, which is Procter and Gamble, and they had to introduce this compact because everybody was doing the big ones, just like how he said. So everybody was doing the big fluffy powders actually, while Unilever was thinking that they will be able to introduce a compact package that could actually help them to capture the market share against Procter and Gamble in the Arabian Peninsula. So what Gopal says is, he says, as I went through the persuasive market research and the well argued business case, my gut instinct began to tell me the opposite of the analysis, which is the product was unlikely to succeed and that the route contemplated was risky. I could not explain why, but I felt it in my bones. Arabia was not at all like Japan or even Europe. As part of my induction into the company and the new country, I had walked around the bazaars in Jeddah, Riyadh, and other cities to observe how consumers behaved. I was obviously seeing things from a new and different perspective. I had observed that Arabia had huge spaces in the shops, on the roads, in the homes, in fact, everywhere, quite unlike Japan. As I walked around Arab markets, I felt that consumers liked everything big: cars, kids, toys, clothing, housing, furniture, and so on. So he basically says that he found market study said, I mean, Unilever's team had already been there, they had done the market study, and they said Arabia is an ideal market for compact packages. Whereas his intuition said, based on all the observations, it said it is not. So what did he do? So finally, I took courage in both hands and set up a joint meeting with my directors and the global detergent director at the Unilever house at London. They heard me out carefully. If they accepted what my intuition was saying, the painstakingly constructed Unilever plan spread over 3 years would have to be set aside and a sort of fresh start made. They were prepared to do so. But was I right? If they rejected my view outright, they would be ignoring the instinct of the local manager. After a great deal of debate, the regional director said, "Let us go ahead with belt and braces. We can modify our plan. Let us outsource from a third party and launch a standard detergent first, not the one originally envisaged, and follow it up within 18 months with an own factory produced compact detergent as originally planned." If the truth be told, it was a compromise, accurately captured in the expression belt and braces. To me, at that time, it seemed a fair compromise. That was what we did. The outcome after 4 years carried some lessons. The standard detergent we launched in Arabia achieved the target market share. My instinct that the compact detergent would be a very small part of the volume was proven right. The compact's market share was negligible. So if you look at this is intuition one basically. And he says the overarching lesson for me, of course, was that paying heed to my intuition arising from observation, applied common sense and reflection was right so far as the product was concerned. Compromising on the building of the factory was wrong. So, this interplay between analysis and intuition is intriguing, and I have reflected on this experience a great deal. So, he says that the intuition actually worked, though the plan to construct the factory, there is nothing that could be done because apparently the intuition to not do compact detergent was right. So originally they had planned to construct a factory and produce compact detergent, which now had to be scrapped. So apparently the factory plan went wrong, but his intuition worked. And he says that Unilever was able to capture the market share without actually introducing a compact detergent. So he asks basically, what gave me that feeling in the bones about compact detergents? I was certainly not the only person with such a gut feel, but such people were a minority in Unilever. Certainly, it was not any special cleverness or foresight on my part. There are several other situations I can think of where I should have felt things in my bones but failed to do so. Thinking about thinking about this episode retrospectively, I realized that a state of mind got created which was conducive to intuition, dreaming, contemplation, and reflection. The senses for receiving information, which is hearing, seeing, and feeling, got heightened. A combination of other factors may have been at work quite unconsciously, which is like an open mind, a positive attitude, willingness to risk, and expectations. Like anyone who takes on a new and stimulating challenge, I had accepted my new job in Unilever Arabia with three companions: context, motivation, and self awareness. The manner in which each of these played out probably had something to do with that contrarian intuition. So let's discuss more in terms of what he meant by context, motivation, and self awareness tomorrow, or rather on Monday. But I will stop it here. And if you really like this, do let me know. If you don't like this, please give me honest feedback so that we can go back to the email format. Okay, have a wonderful day and a great weekend. Enjoy. Take care.